start with some claps. Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of Let's Talk, season 1. In the last few weeks, we have looked at a few tips on how to improve your speaking skills, what you can include in your speeches. Today, we are going to look at some non-verbal skills. So let me take the example of cricket again. When a cricketer or any sportsman, before they come to play, they go through a lot of practice, and then it's about having the right mindset and then performing on stage, right? But between these two, there is one crucial aspect that they start with on the day of their performance, right? What could it be? So cricketer comes on the crease and does this, and what is this for?
Taking guard.
Marking the guard. It is to have the right stance, which is very important, having a solid foundation from where they are going to launch into their entire innings, right? So a stance is equally important. Even when speaking, it is one of those non-verbal things that you can do effectively. Some people do not use it effectively, so they might use a part of the speech, or they might be leaning, they might be standing a lot with their feet wide apart, or they might be having their feet very close to each other, which means they keep swaying a bit and they can lose their balance. So the key point here when having a good stance is to have your feet shoulder wide. Now again, these are all skills for average speakers like us. If you're really proficient, if you're really good at your speaking skills, you can have the khade shot, hit it for 6, does not matter what your stance is. But for most people, average speakers like us who want to improve a bit more, these foundational aspects do make sense. So again, just use your feet, have it at shoulder width. And if you want, if you see that you are swaying a bit, maybe just lean a bit forward so that you don't do that as often. And then you can start off your speech. The second part of it is about using the stage. So here we have this limited scope for how much we can move on the stage itself. But especially when you go on a larger stage, this really comes into effect. But even here, let me, if I can demonstrate here, there are two things that you can do. First of all, of course, it is ideal that you take center stage, not use any of the items on the stage or lean against it. Be in the center and make sure that you're not neither too far behind or too far ahead. And then when you're making a point which has an emphasis, you want to move ahead so that physically also the audience feels that, okay, you're going to make a point and this is providing that emphasis, you're making an impact. And then you can go back and to the center point that you were using in your speech. Also, you can use purposeful movements on the stage to show that this is what I'm talking about. So initially I talked about the stance, and now I'm going to talk about the stage movement. So in stage movement, you could use it in a few different ways. For example, I could say, let me talk about idempotence for today. In RESTful APIs, idempotence means that if you make the same call multiple times, it has the same effect, the state does not change. In mathematics, it is defined as f of x is equal to f of x. And finally, in the real life, idempotence can be demonstrated by showing that if you press the lift button multiple times, the result is the same. It only comes to your floor, even if you do it once or multiple times. So there are 3 different forms or subjects of the same topic, idempotence. I was just dividing into these 3 subtopics. So in your speech also, if you have these different subtopics, you can move physically to a different part of the stage to say that, okay, now I'm shifting my topic to a different part. You could also do it if you're going to talk about, say, in the past, I used to do 10 push-ups. Today, I'm doing 50. Tomorrow, I might do 100. These are not real data, but still, you get my point. So, similarly, you could use the stage in this way, or you could also say, if you have, say, multiple people in your entire speech where somebody said this, I talked to my father, he said this, and then I talked to my sister and she said this. So you could use the stage itself to physically demonstrate that these are different people or different events or topics that you're talking about, either the timeline or the people, so on. So that also gives the audience look at you, and then they re-engage with you and refocus with you. So that provides a better impact from the audience's perspective. Okay. So there are a few other non-verbal cues which we will cover the next time we meet. It's more about hand gestures and so on. So there are a few other things that we can talk about. So I guess this might be enough for today. And let me now move forward like this with the first speaker, and I guess the only speaker, because we have one speaker today. So let us welcome Shiva Ramakrishna. Yes,